Hi, Orangeman speaking, and today I want to talk about a topic that's been on my mind for a long time. But before I do that, I want to ask you a question. What do you think when you hear word underrated? I'll give you some time to think. Alright, time's up. So now you may thought about some kind of indie game, or maybe anime, or any other piece of media that aren't getting any love that it deserves. And you're probably right, because there's actually a lot of these things on the internet. And one of these things are Roblox games that are not getting any attention at all, and just getting overshadowed by other popular games. But today, I'm not going to talk about games like Block Tales that are getting talked about, but still lacking on the active players, and rather talk about the game that's so unpopular that there's almost no good YouTube videos about this game. And maybe today I'll be able to bring at least a little bit more attention to it. But before we start our dive into this topic, I want to thank you all for hitting 200 views on my first video. It's really cool and I appreciate it a lot. Okay, so now let's actually talk about the game itself, and I'm not going to make any suspense at all, and I'll just say it, this game is Spelunking. Yippee! The Spelunking was released on May 4th, 2024 with its first public test. But in this video, I'll be talking about modern version of this game, since it's the most documented version, and also because there's literally no info that I could gather about older versions, and they also not that good, so I don't see a point of talking about them. So instead, let's see what there's in this game right now. So let's join and have a look at it. And here's the lobby, and I can admire it all day long since it's just that highly detailed. The amount of little things in it is just incredible. All of the NPCs with different characters, which is kind of reminding me of Forsaken, secret rooms, shopkeeper, buttons that's surely doing something and I just didn't figure out what yet. The door that I can open in private servers, and many more things, and it's just really nicely made. And also, while we are on the visual part, I just want to say that holy, everything in this game is indeed looking sick. Like, there's no map that I dislike in the visual aspect, and the UI is just something else. When I saw it after Requiem update, I was kinda shocked because holy, it's animated and it looks so cool. And also, don't forget about models and character designs. All of them look so cool and overall really nice and neat, and I think that devs did a great job making this game look honestly amazing. And there's also around 30 different maps, which is also really cool. Because of the variety, there's not much of a chance that you'll get the same map for 2 times in a row. And also, there's secret maps, which are really cool and nice way to add a break to standard gameplay loop. But if we're mentioning gameplay, why not go and talk about it? But before, I'll give you a spoiler warning, because after that, I'll be going over main gameplay of this game. So if you want to play this game for yourself, then close the video and play the game, and then come back later. And if you already played it, or just don't care at all, then we can talk about it. Okay, so gameplay. It's really similar to Dance World, and since it's the game most of y'all familiar with, I'll use it as the way to explain what Spelunking is. So they are entities and they are tests. Download all of them and you can get to the new floor. And that can be going on forever. But what makes Spelunking different from Dennis World? And to answer that question, let's get a quick reminder of Dennis World gameplay. So there are machines and there are entities, called Twisteds. You need to fill up all the machines in order to get to the next floor. Every machines take around a minute to complete, and twists are mostly the same and not that different from each other. And if Twisted see you, he'll stop your extracting progress. So that's really simple and straightforward gameplay. But I'd say it's a little bit slow and, well, annoying because of the Twisteds, and they aren't that dangerous, but mostly just annoying, especially on higher floors. For Spelunking, it's a little bit different. There are 6 types of tasks that you can complete in order to get to the next floor. First is Generator. Hit the part at the right time 3 times in a row and it's done. Second is memory task minigame. 4 different buttons will light up 5 times in different order. Memorize the order and copy it. Third one is 2 code tasks. One of them is colored coded, second numbers. To complete them, you need to find paper with the code on the map, and then enter the code in the terminal. Fourth is the panel with number from 0 to 9, placed in a random order. To complete it, just press all of them in the order from 0 to 9, and you'll be free to go. Fifth task is the electricity task. That is similar to task from Among Us, and by the way, does anyone remember this game? Because one day it's just disappeared and now I don't hear about it. Anyways, to complete it, just connect the right wires. And the last one is pipe task. Fill 4 pipes to a certain point or further, and keep it that way while filling other pipes. So that's all the tasks in the game, and they are pretty simple and fast to complete. So because of that, gameplay loop is more of exploration rather than sitting in one place. And because of that, I think it's more fun than Dandy's World. But I didn't say a word about entities in Death Spelunking. So what are the entities in Death Spelunking? Well, there's actually a lot of them, and all of them have unique gimmick to them. For example, one of the most common entities in this game that can spawn on second floor is literally just like V from Dandy's World, which making the game harder, but also a lot more fun. For example, another common entity is Warden. He has mechanic of being blind, but really good at hearing, so you need to not make a sound in order to survive, and there's almost no entities that would have any special ability or something that makes them unique from each other. And there's also a ton of rare secret entities as well with some conditional entities, which is a nice thing if you want some more unique experience and try something that you usually don't do in normal rounds. And the cherry on top of that are the bosses. That's right, there are boss floors in this game, which you can access by either going to the floor or accessing it by activating Upgrade Terminal and choosing Big Bad modifier. And you can choose either Echowar or Mannequins. You can also choose upgrades from that terminal, but since they're not that interesting, I'll only briefly mention them later in the video. So let's actually talk about these bosses for a moment, starting with Echowar. As you may see, there's text that's saying unknown environment, and that means that the main problem with bosses is that you don't know how they behave. So, to prevent your deaths, I'll guide you on how to survive them. Echowar is a blind creature with good sense of hearing, just like Warden. Every time you go on the Echowar floor, it will be pitch black, so use your flashlight. In order to survive this floor, you need to complete 14 or more tasks. There's also a unique type of task to Echowar battle. Well, kind of unique. It's a yellow big generator that takes more time to complete, and when it turns on, it'll also turn on some lights. But what about the main thread of this floor? The main thread of this floor is Echowar, and as I said, Echowar is blind. So to survive, you just need not to make any sounds, but to make it more difficult, Echowar will get more aggressive the more sounds you make, and it'll also create mini versions of themselves that will alert them of your location. But even with that, it's really easy boss to survive, unlike mannequins. They are quite difficult in my opinion, and have more difficult mechanics to survive. When you get to mannequins floor, you'll get a little animation that'll briefly explain mechanics of the mannequins. But if you don't know what that means, then don't worry, because I'll explain that in exactly
19 seconds.
So to keep it simple, there's two types of mannequins. First one with gray color shirts, other with red color. The gray one is just normal mannequins, while the red one have mechanics similar to weeping angels. So to stay alive, you just need to look out for the red ones and stare at them while you're doing tasks. And there's also two Sins characters, and they act like bosses. But not to spoiler everything, I'll just say how to get to them, and the rest will be on you. So there's Envy and there's Slav. To get to Envy, you just need to get to floor 20, and to get to Slav, you need to spend a lot of time on one floor, and when you get to the new one, it will be Slav floor. And if you get 100% on Slav or Envy, you'll get a good item that works like trinkets from Danny's World. And you can actually get a lot more items if you buy them from the store or by unlocking all of the info on some entities in this game. Some of them can just give you some additional stats, and some uses your battery to give you some effects that can highly benefit you. To store that battery, you can either use a better item or by doing tasks if you choose some modifier that will allow you that. And all of them are unique from each other, which is really cool. But my all-time favorite will always be Phantom Clock. They'll help you in a lot of sticky situations and help you get away from them easily. So yeah, it's really nice. And you can actually make a lot of different combinations with these items, but I'll let you to figure it out, because for me it's time to go since it's kinda all I want to talk about. And also because I want you to go and play this game, because it's really great and really well made, and it's not getting that much love that it deserves. The link will be in description, well, if you will allow me to do that, because yeah, I have some troubles with putting links in descriptions, so yeah, I'll put it when it will allow me to. And for you, dear viewer, I want to say thank you for listening me yap about this game, and I hope you liked it. I promise that next video won't take that much time to make, since I don't need to drop these pingies and stuff. So yeah, I hope it won't take that long until you see me another time with another video. Okay, bye!